this is Animat, and welcome back to the Muppet Vlog. Now this time we're going to be looking into the 8th episode of Season 3 of The Muppet Show, which features the one and only Loretta Lynn. And I just want to say this right now, that if you guys know country music, if you guys are even interested in country music, then chances are you know exactly who Loretta Lynn is. She is well known to be, said to be the first lady of country music, or even the queen of country music, or even the honky-tonk girl, or the blue Kentucky girl. In fact, going throughout her career, she has written over 160 songs and released over 60 albums, and she still is performing today. And she even sold over 45 million records, even to this day. She even got, like, some of these albums, in fact, made it to #1, and a lot of her singles made it to #1 in the country genre. In terms of the awards that she has gotten, she received, like, so many. Like, I'm sure she had to buy several cabinets for it. She bought she got 4 Grammy Awards. She got 7 American Music Awards, 8 Broadcast Music Incorporated Awards, 13 Academy of Country Music, 8 Country Music Association, and 26 fan-voted Music City News Awards. In fact, she is actually known to be the most awarded woman in country music history. And of course, she has been named the Entertainer of the Year by the Country Music Association, got her own Hollywood Walk of Fame, and was even in the Country Music Hall of Fame, and also a recipient of Kennedy Center honors. Yeah, basically, like, she got all these awards. So, pretty much one of, if not the biggest names in country music. And what an interesting episode that she got into in this one, because the thing is that the Muppet Theater was actually being fumigated, so they can't really use the theater at that point. So instead, what the Muppets have to do is that they actually rented out a train station that's kinda, like, abandoned, but not at the same time. Like, it's still going, trains are passing by, it's still occupied a bit, but basically they had to use that train station as an entire theater. And that is the entire theme of the show, with many of the sketches revolving around that. So you got this entire story going on of Kermit trying to manage this entire train station as a theater, while cooperating with Gonzo at the same time, because let's be honest, who else would go and rent a train station to use it as a theater? And throughout the whole time, like, there are several acts out there where you got Miss Piggy singing all alone, while there are so many passengers trying to go through a train, like trying to get into a train, but then went to the wrong direction and all that kind of stuff. You also got, like, some Muppet News flashes where the Muppet News Flash guy has to report through this newspaper booth. Any other one? Oh yeah, like, there's like a bit with Fozzie Bear where he tries to tell a joke but a train passes by, and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's actually really a lot of fun. And then, like, this is actually one of those that it's one of the better at the dance sequences. Like, it's the usual shtick where they tell bad jokes, but they also throw in like, they threw in a bunch of hobos at the same time, wondering what the heck is going on. And then probably they actually had the best line in there. Out of all the at the dance sequences, it's like, they said the best line. It's pretty much where they, like, it's in the middle of everything, and they were like, I was like, oh, well, what do you know? They're dancing and they're telling jokes. The other guy was just there like, no, they're just dancing. It was just the perfect line and a great way to sum it up. But one thing that does make it interesting, however, is that there is one little station that Kermit tries to do his office work at the same time, while also cooperating with Gonzo. But suddenly, the thing is that they were actually on a train, and it was pretty much going. So that was pretty much going in the middle of it. So the second half revolves around Kermit and Gonzo trying to get back to their station, to where the theater is. And at that point, that's when the theater is pretty much in the hands of Scooter and Fozzie, trying to cooperate, trying to make everything work. and then they would all sing the rhyming song, where it features Fozzie, Scooter, Annie Sue, and Link. And you could tell the total chaos and the total disorganization that they were going, completely unprepared. But like, what seems to be like this really dumb, cheesy song is actually really hilarious. And one thing I forgot to mention, speaking of Fozzie, and this actually goes throughout the entire show, and even affects the opening, the ending, and all that kind of stuff, where, like, since they're in a train station, what they have to do for backgrounds is that it was entirely painted by Fozzie, and you could tell how it's entirely just painted on its own, and you could tell, like, it's quickly done. It's, you know, it actually really does add a new layer to the episode. It's actually pretty funny. You know, it really does give it the atmosphere where they have to pretty much improvise what they're doing, and they gotta be quick on their feet with everything, even if it has to do with what's going on in the backgrounds in terms of the settings. Like, they gotta act fast on it, especially with the numbers that would feature Loretta Lynn. And as for Loretta Lynn, well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm gonna speak through this by personal, like, mostly through personal taste of myself. But the thing is, like, for me at least, Loretta Lynn is not necessarily the highlight of this episode. And this is not because of Loretta Lynn herself. Like, this is pure country at its finest, but for me personally, I'm not really a fan of country. I'm more of a rock kind of guy, and just going through the transition from like the last episode with Alice Cooper and then going to this is like, yeah, I have my personal preferences. So basically, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for someone who is not really a fan of country. If you're not really interested in that genre, then this episode may not necessarily be for you, because of the elements with Loretta Lynn. Is just, like, I mean, like, what she does it best. I mean, like, as I previously stated before, this is some of the finest country music you can find. You got Loretta Lynn singing songs like You're Looking at Country, or Oh Lonesome Me, and even the finale, she would sing One's on the Way. So, like, basically, this is, like, it's completely fine. The problem is not Loretta Lynn. It's just me personally. I'm not that big into country, so this is not really, it's not really that much. And even at that, like, the bits that they do in there, they're not really as impressive. Like, with that said, even though I'm not interested in country, it's just that you just have this country singer and that's it. It's not like in the episode with Roy Clark, where we would see many of his talents, not just singing, but also performing, like, different instruments, and even going outside of country and stuff like that. But this is just like pure simple country, and that's it. So it really depends on your taste in terms of country music. It's great as it is. It's fine. It's like, keep in mind, I'm just speaking it through my taste. What the episode did in itself, it's perfectly fine. And I would say, overall, with this episode, it is definitely fantastic. It is definitely a lot of fun. This is another one of those really unique episodes, like the last one with Alice Cooper, where it's just a lot of fun. It is very unique, and, like, you know, it's really entertaining to see all the different creative ways that they can find that they're just performing in a train station, and it really gives a new layer. It gives them a brand new environment, and you see a lot of the fun things and all the different scenarios that would happen, with a lot of characterizations that you would see through a lot of the main Muppets, whether it be through Scooter, Fozzie, Gonzo, Kermit, and even Miss Piggy. It's actually a lot of fun. And again, like, if you're really interested in country, you got Loretta Lynn, one of the top people of country, just doing what she does best. So this is definitely a fantastic episode. And I would say that where the Alice Cooper episode really does highlight the Muppets in a theme of rock, this is another one that does that really does stand out, and it emphasizes in the theme of country. So this is another one that I would probably say is a highlight of the season, even. And this is not, like, not just because of Loretta Lynn, but also the entire thing that they were trying to go through with the train station, which is actually a lot of fun. But anyways, that is pretty much going to be it for this episode, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that the Muppet Theater is no longer fumigated, so we'll see what will happen when they do get back onto the theater, but we'll only know until next time, so see you later, dudes!